Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday afternoon, so it must be President Marcos of the Philippines. Well, welcome to the Chamber, Mr. President. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you and so many senior officials with you. We appreciated your generosity with your time, not just today, but at the event at the Blair House in May last year and at UNGA in September. Also want to thank and recognize Ambassador Romualdez and his team, with whom we have such a tremendous partnership. Ambassador Babe is a great friend of the business community, and really appreciate all your support and good work. Also want to thank our partner in crime, the U.S. ASEAN Business Council, and Ambassador Ted Osius. Thank you for all the work you do. Want to recognize others around the room, including Ambassador Mary Kay Carlson, who is on the shuttle from Manila to DC these days. We really appreciate at the Chamber the emphasis that the U.S. government has placed on the Philippines. Security issues obviously have been a big part of that conversation, but just the fact that Secretary Raimondo led what we saw as a very useful trip last month to Manila, and a couple of weeks prior to that, having her and others here at the Chamber for a discussion about Philippine opportunities, trade and investment opportunities has been really quite positive. We want to encourage more of these activities, which are important in highlighting, not just the terrific partnership that exists between the United States and the Philippines, but the obvious opportunities for greater integration, greater activity. The U.S. has traditionally been one of the largest, if not the largest foreign investor in the Philippines. With the reform process further moving forward, we're anticipating greater opportunities and greater investment. Trade is a little different. We haven't seen the huge burgeoning of impact that we expected to see as a result of the trade frictions with China. We haven't seen the increase in trade activity with the Philippines that we have expected to see, but I think no doubt, given the reform process, that will change. The untapped potential is tremendous, and for those of us who have been part of and watched the U.S.-Philippine relationship for many years, the fact that we have not got a more robust partnership is a bit of a head scratcher. So lots to do and very encouraging conversations this week and encouraging conversations that are taking place. Next month in Manila, the U.S. ASEAN Business Council and the Chamber will be present for the Indo-Pacific Business Forum, and we look forward to seeing those of you that are able to attend. A good opportunity. Let me turn to a couple of our key sponsors and members of this august group. Let me start with Marcus Jadat, Vice President at Google.
Thanks so much. Good afternoon, Mr. President, your distinguished delegation. It's an honor to be with you this afternoon and an honor to help to welcome you and your team to Washington. I'm Marcus Jadat. I'm Vice President and Global Head of Cloud Government and Public Policy at Google. Google's very proud to have been a part of the investment story in Philippines now since 2013. And obviously that is just over a decade, but a long time in terms of our history at Google, a 25-year-old company. We're very proud of the jobs that we've created and the opportunities that we have created across our products, from search to Google Maps, YouTube, and Android. Very proud of your presence, Mr. President, on our YouTube platform as well. We've also focused on growing our presence and investment in the Philippines, working closely with Filipino businesses and the public sector in their digital transformation journey through Google Cloud, Google Ads, and more recently with our largest and most capable AI model, Gemini. We're deeply encouraged by the flourishing relationship between the U.S. And the Philippines. Charles mentioned the recent trade mission led by Secretary Raimondo. We were very honored to be a part of that mission recently. As we enter an era of AI, the AI era, which is powered by cloud computing and digital infrastructure, a technology positive regulatory framework and national policies that champion technology that are focused on fortifying the public sector and promoting investment is critical. Google commends the government of the Philippines on the National Cybersecurity Plan, the Build Better More Infrastructure Development Program, and the government's increased adoption of cloud and hyperscale technologies. We're proud to work with DICT to provide Google Workspace, enabling thousands of public sector employees to work more efficiently and more collaboratively in a secure email environment. Workspace for Education has also been a critical contributor to the education of millions of Filipino students and supporting teachers, especially during the pandemic. Earlier this year, Mr. President, Google's cybersecurity experts notified your government of threat actors attempting to infiltrate government systems. Through intelligence sharing like this and cybersecurity upskilling efforts with the department, we hope to be a key partner in implementing the National Cybersecurity Plan. This year, we look forward to new policies from the Government Procurement Policy Board to enable faster, more efficient, and cost-effective ways for government agencies to adopt better and more secure cloud technologies. Mr. President, we very much look forward to working with you and your team to realize your digitalization mandate. Again, honored to be with this group and really appreciate the Chamber bringing this large group of American investors together with this delegation. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say that I am one of the luckiest ambassadors here in Washington, D.C., because how often does your president come and visit? This is the 4th visit of our president, so I am indeed very lucky. And so it is my distinct honor to introduce our president, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Babe Romualdez. He is a true diplomat, because the fact of the matter is, I'm sure he can't wait to see the back of us, to settle back down to his normal days, together with his wife, another good friend of ours, Dudes. But thank you for the introduction. The President and CEO of the U.S.-ASEAN Business Council, Ambassador Ted Osius. Senior Vice President for Asia at the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Charles Freeman. We have here with us the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Philippines, Speaker Martin Romualdez. Also accompanying us are several cabinet ministers who have joined me for specifically, actually, because the main purpose of my visit this time was to formalize a trilateral agreement that we did yesterday with the U.S., Japan, and the Philippines. But nonetheless, they have accompanied me for this specific reason to be with you here today. I'm sure that you will get to meet them later on. Our very important and full partners in the transformation of our economy, those of you from the private sector. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Allow me to express my gratitude for the notable participation of all of those who have been part of organizing this business forum. So these have been very important for the Philippines, and we have taken the Philippines on a roadshow. in the past 2 years, and this has been very productive for us. And so we are very happy, and we thank all those who have been part of the, who have played a part in organizing this business forum here today. Of course, we must also, once again, speak to our private sector partners. I'm accompanied by some of the most prominent business leaders from the Philippines. And I'm going to, again, I think we will be, during our discussions, you will be getting to meet them all. Once again, we are here today to discuss what are the possibilities and what are the options on the continuing transformation of our economy in the Philippines. And we are continuing that transformation with the help of all not only the government, but the entire nation. And that is why we have come to you once again to be part of this very important business forum. We just recently hosted Commerce Secretary Gina Raimundo, who led the first of its kind presidential trade and investment mission to the Philippines last March 11 and 12. Secretary Raimundo brought 22 prominent U.S. companies engaged in air logistics, tourism, IT, Pbbm, financial services, ICT, infrastructure, and clean and renewable energy, the areas that we have chosen to prioritize and to focus on. And during the press conference after our meeting with Secretary Raimundo, she announced that these companies would invest at least $1 billion worth of projects that will create educational and career opportunities for Filipinos. Secretary Raimundo emphasized President Biden's endorsement of our foreign and our economic policies. They no longer, in the very interconnected world that we are in now, they no longer can be separated, foreign policy and economic policy. So that is why I mentioned them together as one complements the other. This affirmation underscores the deepening ties between the United States and the Philippines, as we are both committed to advancing our mutual goal of economic progress. On the economy, I would like to share with you that for 2023, the Philippines achieved a 5.6% annual growth in GDP, which outpaced other high-growth economies such as China, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Despite the recovery time needed to accelerate businesses coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, we were able to either exceed or match the economic projections of multilateral organizations such as the IMF, the ASEAN +3 Macroeconomic Research Office, and the World Bank. So we saw a significant increase in foreign direct investment net inflows. It surged by 28%, reaching $1 billion in November 2023 from the previous $820 million recorded for the same month in 2022. In addition, the DTI, Board of Investments, DTI is the Department of Trade and Industry. The DTI Board of Investments, which is an attached agency to the DTI, has approved 1.26 trillion pesos in investment projects for 2023, which was an increase of 73% compared to the previous year, which recorded 729 billion pesos. For last year, I'm happy to report that the United States remains as one of our largest sources of foreign direct investment. Over the years, the Philippines has acknowledged the significant contribution of the United States to our economic agenda. We have observed the consistent high ranking of the United States, as evident last year, being our third top trading partner. Moreover, the United States emerged as the primary destination for our goods and services in that same year. In 2023, our biggest exports to the US were semiconductors and integrated circuits, amounting to $3.1 billion, or 23.3% of our total exports to the US. The Philippines is a major part of the US semiconductor and IC design supply chain, and we are seeing expansions by US companies in the Philippines in this sector. So with the assistance from the US government through the International Technology Security and Innovation Fund, managed by the US State Department, we can achieve our goal of producing 128,000 semiconductor engineers and technicians by 2028, as demanded by the industry. So with this collaboration, the Philippines will be able to support the US semiconductor industry, not only in assembly, testing, and packaging, but also in other segments of the supply chain, such as in microchip design and in research and development. Breakthrough policy reforms have been introduced to open businesses to more foreign participation. And I cite some key legislations, such as the Public Service Act, the Retail Trade Liberalization Act, the Foreign Investments Act, and the IRR, Internal Rules and Regulations, of the Renewable Energy Act. These key legislations and policy reforms have opened the sectors of manufacturing, transportation, telecommunication, shipping, renewable energy such as wind, solar, tidal, nuclear, and the retail sector to foreign investors. In our commitment to facilitate investments, I issued Executive Order number 18, which established the Green Lanes for strategic investment. The objective of the Green Lanes is to streamline processes and permitting to create an environment where businesses can set up and expand with ease. The government offices handling the Green Lanes initiatives are under the Philippines Department of Trade and Industry, being led by Secretary Fred Pascual, who is with us here today. There he is, the gentleman with his hair wasn't white when he first came into government. But I think we gave him a little too much work since he joined us. As of today, the DTI, BOI, Board of Investments, has greenlit 59 projects worth 1.9 trillion pesos. Notably, 1.4 trillion pesos worth of Green Lane projects were approved in the first quarter of this year alone. So out of these projects, 51 fall under the renewable sector, with investments amounting to 15 trillion pesos. The remaining projects span digital manufacturing, infrastructure, and food security sectors. My visit to Washington this time is primarily for the Trilateral meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Kishida Fumio and US President Joe Biden. I am quite happy to share that the Trilateral meeting has opened promising opportunities across several areas, such as greater maritime domain awareness and Coast Guard cooperation, sustainable critical infrastructure, semiconductor supply chain, digital transformation, and energy security through harnessing renewables. Together with my counterparts, I strongly support the vision of a peaceful, stable, and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. The three countries are dedicated to pursuing breakthrough initiatives in the region. This was formalized through our joint vision statement, encompassing the focus areas for our trilateral cooperation. I am happy to briefly share with you the things to look forward to in relation to this partnership, which we formalized yesterday. On the economic front, the three nations have joined forces to inaugurate what we now call the Luzon Economic Corridor, under the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment. This corridor aims to enhance connectivity between Subic Bay, Clark, Manila, and Batangas, facilitated by our trilateral collaboration in advocating for impactful infrastructure investments. Through this groundbreaking effort, we aspire to attract investments including rail systems, modernized ports, clean energy initiatives, semiconductor supply chain advancements, agribusiness enhancements, and updates to civilian ports at Subic Bay. Recognizing the significant impact of new digital technologies, I am fully supportive of bolstering our cybersecurity and digitalization capabilities. I'm excited to share that we will work together for open radio access network field trials aimed at establishing a secure and reliable information and communications technology ecosystem in the Philippines. Another initiative that I am particularly enthusiastic about is the Semiconductor Workforce Program. offering deserving talents the opportunity for world-class training at leading universities. Our three countries are committed to harnessing the talents of our citizens to adapt to the evolving technological needs that the global economy presents us. On climate change, given the Philippines' prominence in the semiconductor industry, Philippines' prominence in the semiconductor industry, we view this sector as a key driver for economic growth. With the Trilateral cooperation with US and Japan, I am confident that the Philippines will maintain its capabilities in the semiconductor industry and will have opportunities to enhance the skills of our talent pool. Responding to the urgent need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 2035, the Philippines is exploring partnerships with both countries to incorporate nuclear energy into that mix. This transition is expected to support industries and promote sustainable economies in our countries. Our future with the US will be sustained not only through security and defense alliances, which is ironclad, but also through economic integration. For this reason, we appeal to the US Congress to fast-track the reauthorization of the US GSP program, which has benefited beneficiary countries such as the Philippines. On the other hand, the Philippines is also a major market for US products, and in 2021, based on data from the US Department of Agriculture, the Philippines is the 8th largest market for US agricultural exports and the top market in Southeast Asia. In 2021, the Philippines also imported around $3.5 billion worth of agricultural goods from the United States. Given such, it is no surprise that US agriculture and food exporters are advocating lower tariffs and expanded market access for their products in the Philippines. There is a demand from both the US and the Philippines private sector for engagement in a bilateral free trade agreement between our two countries. The benefits for concluding an FTA together with a critical minerals agreement between both our countries will be transformative and will create new jobs, strengthen supply chains, establish new businesses, and upskill our workforce. The renewed alliance between the Philippines and the United States also underpins close people-to-people ties. The mutual understanding and admiration of both our peoples for each other, anchored on our own unique yet familiar cultures, binds us ever deeper. To further bridge our countries and connect our industries, the Philippines will continue to open its skies. Following the successful launch of United Airlines' direct flight from San Francisco to Manila, Philippine Airlines will soon fly from Seattle directly to Manila. We expect more direct connections as we continue linking our countries closer across the seas. On the 6th Indo-Pacific Business Forum, which is upcoming in Manila, I would like to express that the Philippines' eagerness to welcome delegates from the United States participating in the 6th Indo-Pacific Business Forum, which is scheduled in Manila for May of this year. As the next co-host for this prestigious business forum, following Japan's hosting last year, it is a strong testament to the partnership between the Philippines, the United States, and Japan. This event will bring together approximately 500 business leaders, project developers, government officials, and financing sources to discuss topics such as infrastructure, supply chain resilience, critical minerals, clean energy, the digital economy, emerging technologies, and inclusive trade. The IPBF is a great opportunity for our country to showcase what we have to offer as your potential partner in the business ventures. We hope to present to you that the Philippines is open and is ready for business. In every business meeting that Secretary Pascual and I have attended with US companies, the partnership with the United States has over and over again proven invaluable. As our foremost export market and a crucial trading and investment ally, our ties with the US yield substantial mutual advantages for both our nations. Ambassador Romualdez has also said that the Philippines and the US relations are currently at its peak, and I agree. But I believe that we can do even better. We would like to sustain the momentum of this close relationship and translate it into more business, more jobs, and a better future for mutually beneficial effects for both our countries. Thank you all very much. Thank you for your continuing interest in the Philippines. And good afternoon to you all.